What's up, people of Ireland? Welcome back to another County Gains Media News Network video. Today we have another Gript Media article, and before anyone says that I only react to Gript Media, I react to all news platforms on YouTube. Okay, I just couldn't find the longest form of this Eamon Ryan resignation speech. Okay, so I react to RT, I react to News Talk, Virgin Media, whatever you guys have. Go back and check out my videos. Okay, I react to everyone. So before anyone says I'm specifically reacting to Gript, I have no allegiance to Gript or anything like that. I just react to their stuff because a lot of the times they have the full video of these resignations and these speeches by the politicians. So today we obviously have a huge video. Okay, bear with me, guys. This one's going to be quite a long video. I'm going to try to get to a lot of different topics today. We have Eamon Ryan resigning. Okay, and the name of the video is "We've been the subject of a relentless attack." Now, unfortunately, in Ireland, the Green Party has monumentally failed. Okay, in the last elections. The reason for that, I think, one of the main reasons, is basically putting the onus of a lot of these green issues on the people. Because obviously, guys, the big taxes that the people get, are not good. Okay, a lot of people don't like these kind of increasing and taxings, banning of turf, all these different, types of taxes that you should be implementing on the massive big corporations like coming from Germany, the US, and China. Everyone in the world, including myself, guys, would love to have a green party which increases, bicycle, transportation, and having really nice transportation and green incentives and loving the environment. I'm a big lover of the environment. Okay, everybody knows that, guys. I love being outdoors. I love breathing in the fresh Irish air. As my dad says, no air in the world is fresher than that Irish air. Living by the sea. I live literally a kilometer from the sea, 100 yards from the sea. So beautiful air, clean air, planting more trees. These incentives are amazing, and we should be doing these things, guys, for the environment. I don't think anyone in the world would disagree with it, in having more green incentives for the people to implement and sort of helping the environment. Okay, the problem is when they start to implement crazy ideas such as like the return bottle scheme. Did I say that? I meant scheme, guys. And a lot of these other implementations of big taxes on the people, banning of the turf, like I said. So a lot of the issues come from there. We're gonna listen to what Eamon Ryan says, and we're going to give some of the benefits of what he said as well today, guys, of what he's done over the last few years. I personally don't know anyone that's ever voted for the Green Party. I've known some people that have tried to run for the Green Party, but have completely done a 180 U-turn when they've kind of looked into more of their ideas. Because obviously, guys, when you look deeper and deeper into some of these parties, they start to kind of fall off the bandwagon once we start to actually, break down some of these philosophical and, ideas that they have, and some of these, deep-rooted ideas that they have. So it is interesting that he is resigning the same year as Leo Varadkar and a lot of these other politicians, because, I don't know, guys, is there something on the horizon that I don't know about? Obviously the politicians know where Ireland is going to go in the future. So let me know your thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe down below, and let's see what Eamon Ryan has to say in his resignation speech, okay?
We have the highest level of retrofitting in any European state, meaning that every week 1,000 more households wake up in homes that are warmer, healthier and cheaper to heat.
That's a good one. That's a good incentive, guys. Okay? That's a good incentive.
We designed and delivered in our department the energy credits which helped people in the cost of living crisis. We are lowering speed limits and delivering the National Broadband Plan.
Even the speed limit thing, guys, like no one's against that, okay? I personally think one of the main ideas that he did is having more bicycles. And everyone in the world thinks that that's a great idea, guys. Like in the Netherlands, they have millions upon billions upon bicycles. But see, this is where when you scratch beneath the surface a little bit, or when you kind of deep dive into the actual logistics and the not just on paper ideas, when you kind of implement them into society, it's where they kind of start to fall apart. Because on paper, having more bicycles, everyone's cycling, getting fit, guys, less pollution from the cars in the air. Oh, beautiful idea. I love Ireland, so beautiful. But the issue is, guys, we don't have the same society in the same place as Netherlands. Netherlands is a flat country. Most of Netherlands is reclaimed from the sea, okay? Ireland is a hilly country. And also, we don't have many of these bicycle lanes, okay? I find it, and I'm not saying you deserve to get hit, but I find it insane when people cycle on the same road as like the cars, and when they run alongside the same road as the cars. I remember like years ago, and every week I hear about someone getting hit by a car that's cycling, someone getting hit by a car that's running. This, Irish Army Special Forces legend went for a run at 5 a.m. in the morning and boom, got killed in a hit and run. And this is the kind of thing, guys. The guy survived flipping 10 tours of Lebanon, Iraq, Afghanistan, and then he comes home to Ireland and he gets hit by a car. I remember reading that story a couple of years ago. It's insane, guys. So we should implement more bicycle lanes if we want to be more like the Dutch. Even having, even having this is as far as extreme as I'll go. Even having a more pedestrianized city. Like Galway's pretty pedestrianized now, or at least they're trying to make it more pedestrianized. Like Dublin is like that. But, have the city like this and then have all the outside having cars around it, guys, so we can kind of move fast from place to place. You understand? So I'd even be able to get behind that. You see, but just some of these ideas, like even with all the bicycle thing is a good thing. But in the Netherlands now they have an issue that people throw the bikes into the rivers and it's like super polluting the oceans. So there's always a give and take, guys. It doesn't always seem great on paper. When you implement these ideas, guys, they fall apart pretty quickly. Unfortunately, guys, we have to find a way around that.
Our deposit refund scheme is working.
So that's actually not true at all, guys. We're gonna hold it right there, Mr. Eamon Ryan. So the deposit return scheme, sorry, I messed up again there, guys, is actually failing, guys, because the first month, and I said this actually, guys, and everyone called me a theorist and stuff. I said this within the first month. I said this well beforehand when they wanted to implement this. Within the first month, you guys can just Google it. I might throw it up on the screen, but they said that over €1 million has just gone straight into the government pockets because 99% of people have just not gone back to return their bottles, or they've just lost them, or they've just thrown them into normal recycling, things like that, guys. So it's actually not working. Okay, maybe if the majority it is, but over millions and millions of euros, and it goes up each month, has now just gone into the pockets of the government, and it's just kind of fueling the government in different areas, which, is that good or bad? It's probably a bad idea, guys, right? It should be giving back to the people and incentivizing the people to pollute less, okay? But, of course, guys, and then he says it working, it's not, right?
Built out cost rental housing. We recognize Palestine. And
hold on, we built out cost efficient housing. Or guys, there's no housing in Ireland. Like, there's zero housing in Ireland. I've been preaching about this for the last 5 to 10 years. Good luck buying a house in Ireland. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's unless you're gonna get a €200,000 place and you kind of do like a 20 or 30-year mortgage, which isn't the best idea to kind of make a lot of money in the long term. If you guys know anything about business and entrepreneurialism, that's not a good idea either, to just buy a house outright. It's pretty luxurious to do that. So there's no housing. And recognizing Palestine, okay, guys, that's a good thing. But here's the thing, guys. We need to be focusing on stuff that's happening in Ireland, okay? Recognizing Palestine, they got behind that. Of course, you guys can check out my videos. I have the most videos on Palestine. I have the most views on any reaction to a Macklemore Free Palestine video. So that's okay, but we need to be focusing on Ireland, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we get our own place correct, then we can focus on other places. You understand? Unfortunately, that's how it has to go, man. And like I say, guys, of course, we're on that side. But, at the end of the day, guys, we have to focus on Ireland, all right? And, these are kind of outside matters, right?
we recognize Palestine, and I've been a champion on the world stage for climate justice for developing countries. Only yesterday, we helped rescue and approve the nature restoration law in Europe. It's an example of what you can do. I could go on. Even our harshest critics make the case about how much we are doing to turn the country green. One of my biggest regrets is that under my...
Well, not to be hating on that part, but Ireland is literally called the Emerald Isle. It's so green. You know what I mean? It's almost like disingenuous. If you guys go to some like desert place or something, then you can be turning that area green. But Ireland is already very green. Obviously, it wouldn't harm to have more trees and stuff like that, guys. I'm a big proponent of the environment. I freaking love the environment. I love swimming in the sea. Everybody in Ireland, I think it's pretty insane that the guy would even suggest that people would be against that. It's just like I said, a lot of these ideas and a lot of these carbon myths and stuff, they aren't exactly true when you break them down and listen to a lot of scientists talk about it, okay?
One of my biggest regrets is that under my watch, a narrative has taken hold that we're not concerned about rural Ireland, that our solutions are costing people, and that we're not connected to the man and woman on the street.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, guys. Like, politics now has gotten so divided. I feel like people don't go out into the streets and talk to people. Guys, I go out, like, all the time, like, just to the local town and go out with, you know, have pints with my friends and stuff. Like, that's how you kind of connect with people, guys. You talk to people. Every time I go out, I talk to loads of people and stuff. Just random people, whatever, talking about the videos or whatever the case, just talking about sports and stuff. That's how you kind of connect with people. I don't really see these guys ever just walking around, you know, wearing jeans and a hoodie, talking to people. You know, they're very divided from the people, okay? It seems like they're up on a pedestal and the rest of us here are just flipping, you know, clawing at their ankles type of thing, right? And that's what it seems like. It's not like that in reality, but unfortunately that's what it seems like, guys, right? And then he also talked about rural Ireland, and yeah, guys, the whole banning of the turf thing was horrendous. I still use turf, guys. I love turf. You know, we have a bog, okay? That's the most Irish thing you can get. And when you start to kind of go against the whole bog idea and like getting turf from the bog and footing turf and stuff, it's really against Ireland. Like that's a big divide, guys. A lot of people won't like that. Now I understand the coal thing, because coal is actually poisonous. I think you can actually die from the fumes from coal, like the Polish coal. And no hate in the Polish. I love Polish people. I'm half Eastern European, but I love the Polish coal because it heats the fire quick and it maybe helps the fire get started. But the turf is really the best part, and the wood. And he was kind of against that, guys. So that's a no-go area in my opinion, unfortunately. All right, coal I can kind of see because it can actually kill you, which isn't good. All right, and it does pollute the environment somewhat, I guess. You know, some people say, but you know that's why he's been the subject of relentless attacking.
Has taken hold that we're not concerned about rural Ireland, that our solutions are costing people, and that we're not connected to the man and woman on the street. None of that do I believe to be true. Divisive politics will not work if we are to see the scale and speed of change that has to be made. Our approach is to start by listening to people, asking for help rather than telling them what to do, admitting uncertainty in how the change might work best, and speaking to the heart and not just the head, because our motivation comes from a love of creation and our place within it. We seek benefits for every place and every community in the transition we need to make.
Really, really powerful and really, you know, concerning speech. You know, he really touches the people. But unfortunately, guys, when he talks about the heart and not the head, you know, this is the issue, guys. A lot of the times these issues in the government, they're kind of more emotional rather than logical. And unfortunately, in most areas with politics and stuff like that, you have to be quite logical, guys. You know, it's not really good getting emotions involved, okay? Because when you're emotional, okay, when you're crying and you're angry and stuff, that's when bad things start to happen, guys. When you're logical, you sit down, you think, okay, how can we solve this issue? X, Y, Z. Let's get it done quick. You know, you can be invested in an issue but not emotional, guys. Be professional about it, okay? And that's the big issue, right?
Convincing people of that has not been easy, because we've also been the subject of a relentless attack, particularly on social media. It seems at times that we're almost subject to coordinated attacks in the comment section following any posts we made. I decided to ignore the worst comments, even when it included vile statements about my own recently deceased father some 5 years ago.
Well, obviously we don't support that, guys. That's obviously not a good thing. That's we don't condone shit like that. That's crazy, right? But unfortunately, and I have to say it to anyone over the age of 40, okay, if you're under 30 in Ireland, or in the world, you should understand that YouTube, you know, and Twitter, Facebook, the comments are going to be horrendous, guys. I actually don't get that much hate personally, okay, but sometimes I get streams of hate comments, guys, and I have created a callus in my brain. No words can ever affect me, okay? Even if you were to say it to me in public, I wouldn't even care. The issue is if people start to like attack you and stuff like that, that's when you should be concerned. Unfortunately, fortunately, that doesn't really happen, but unfortunately, comments on the internet, the internet is just a wild west, guys. Go look at my YouTube comments. All right, they're insane, bro, most of them. So I can't really defend him there, guys. I'm not going to defend him. The dude's a grown man. Like, he can handle them. Unfortunately, when you become and put yourself out there, you become in politics, a big figure in politics, you're going to get relentless attack no matter what. Keep it pushing, stay away from haters, and just keep pushing, guys. You know what I mean? You got to build yourself up stronger, bro. Hit the gym, you know, build your mental fortitude stronger. You know, go look at my comments, guys. I don't ever complain about the comments. If you are on the internet or a public figure and you complain about comments on the internet, that's kind of lame, dude. Like, you know, I know you don't sign up for that, and it's terrible what they say about your dad, but people just use anything they can just to dig at you, guys. It's just the internet. It's insane, bro. The internet is just a wild west. So I don't agree with that at all, guys. That's insane, right? Don't do that, right?
But the level of invective has only increased, especially in the last year. And I think it poisons the well of public thinking about our agenda and not just our party. That's one of the reasons why it's so important that we cherish and build strong, impartial and independent media, and that we put the future...
You know, unfortunately, guys, the only independent media that I see is something like Gripped, okay? Even News Talk and like Virgin, who you'd think is independent, or like Sky News, you'd think a lot, well, not Sky, but Gripped and these ones are like the only independent people. Like, apart from County Gains news media, okay, I'm independent, guys. You know, I don't have a backing. All right, all these videos are done myself. All right, and I'm just, you know, making transformative content, breaking down these videos. But unfortunately, there's no independent media, guys. All right, Twitter, something like Elon Musk is probably the only independent media, and Gripped. It seems like more conservative media is the only independent media that you can kind of have more freedom of speech. But yeah, where does that lead as well, guys? You know, maybe it leads somewhere good, maybe it leads somewhere bad, but RT, guys, I'll tell you 100% for a fact, to all the people watching this video, Irish people, Americans watching this, I have mostly American viewers, the RT News is the most flippin' just corrupt news media, guys. Like, they are just completely owned, and they're just a mouthpiece of the government, guys. Okay, they're not independent whatsoever, guys. They're just funded by billionaires or whoever's in charge. God knows who. We're never gonna know who's in charge of these media platforms. All right. When you talk to County Gains news media, you know who's in charge. When you talk to Gripped, you know Ben Scallon and the boys there. They're in charge, right? So it's a little bit. I mean, for the most part, I think actually, you know, I won't get into it, but you know, some people will know that a lot of these news media outlets are not independent, guys, and not fair, right? For the most part.
And that we put the future funding in place so that people can trust that they're getting accurate information on what is happening in our world.
I like that. Let's get it.
My God. Whichever egg? Yeah. Whichever egg, yeah. So first of all, I want to take the opportunity to pay tribute to my colleague in government, Eamon Ryan, in terms of his enormous contribution to Irish politics and to Irish public life. To say that Eamon has been consistent throughout his political life in fundamental beliefs in terms of the climate crisis and in terms of the biodiversity crisis, and
a lot of the things that people question as well is whether or not these are crises, guys. They're crisis in the fact that the majority of people don't emit the amount of emissions that Chinese, the Americans, and Germany emit from these massive gas pollutants and plastic pollutants that cause lung cancer, okay? The regular people every day now and again driving a little shitty Toyota, like me driving my Toyota, isn't going to really cause the pollution that these massive corporations do. Just Google it, guys. Like even millions of people with their little cars don't pollute like a percentage of anything that these massive corporations pump out into the atmosphere, right?
One has to acknowledge that sort of steadfast commitment to fundamental beliefs, and he hasn't wavered in respect of those over 20 odd years. And I would say that this government has proven to be a watershed government in respect of the response to the climate crisis and the biodiversity crisis. And when one looks at the climate legislative framework, the retrofitting programme, indeed the substantial investment in public transport, one can see an enormous shift in terms of public policy, but also execution of public policy in respect of these issues compared to any previous government. And this is a government of substance, and Eamon was key in making sure that it was a government of substance in terms of policy and developing a very significant agenda across the board. But certainly Eamon made
agenda, you say,
the contribution in respect of those issues that I've referred to. Thank you.
Micheál Martin says so much, but the impact is so little. I didn't catch not even one meaningful thing from that whole minute-long speech there. And no hate on the guy. I'm not trying to be a hater. But there was not even one thing. He spoke for damn near a minute and a half. Hold up. A minute and a half, 2 minutes. And a minute and a half, and he said nothing. Bro, I mean, we have the worst speakers in the history of leaders. The worst speakers in the history of leaders, guys. We need to elect new people. But just in regards to Eamon Ryan resigning, you know, it's crazy to see that a lot of these politicians are resigning at this time. We don't know, like I said, in the future what's about to happen. I don't know what's about to happen, guys. Is there about to be a major change in the, you know, society in Ireland, or what's going to go on? But the Green Party did fail in this last election. Okay, they didn't really get voted in a whole bunch. And, you know, Fine Gael and Sinn Féin and Fianna Fáil just kind of came together more, it seemed like, or at least Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael. So a lot of these issues now facing us, the biodiversity crisis, the climate crisis, you know, like I said, guys, you know, I've explained all in this video, we need to plant more trees and you know, maybe build more bicycle lanes and maybe make more, you know, equipment and make smaller villages maybe more built up to kind of have more facilities there so people aren't traveling to the cities all the time and stuff like that, guys. You know, I'm not against actual climate, you know, enhancement. I flipping love the climate, guys. I'm out in the nature 24/7. I grew up in the nature, all right, with flipping deers and all this stuff and running around the fields and playing airsoft and all this type of stuff. So I love that, guys. I absolutely love the environment. But unfortunately, a lot of times now that the government just seems really disingenuous. It seems like they're not actually there to help us. It seems like they're just there to tax us more and take away more of our freedoms, which is unfortunate, guys. I would love that everyone is together and we're building towards a better and greener Ireland. You know, maybe the government should subsidize having those, you know, windmills and stuff like that. I think they actually do that, but it's not as good as you'd think. Or like having the sun, you know, the sun reflectors, the sun dials that kind of, you know, heat your home, stuff like that, guys. Really nice incentives like that. But when it comes to just, oh, we're gonna tax the people, we're gonna do all this stuff, it's a little bit unfair, guys. You know, honestly, and that's why I think a lot of people haven't voted for them recently, okay? And I don't know anyone who actually has voted for them ever, but yeah. I love you all. Please let me know down below what you all think, guys. Thank you for tuning in to County Gains News Media, and I'll be back every single, you know, second day with reactions to Virgin Media, News Talk, RT, and Gript, okay? I react to all the news media platforms, for those who don't know, and I try and get more of like a, you know, regular take on it and try and break down exactly what these guys are trying to swindle you guys out of, okay? I love you all, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.